Take two. Ah, God damn it. Okay, hold on. Set everything up. Not look right. There we go. What is up, YouTube? My name is Shadowrose, and welcome to the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile of many. As you know, I do play various games, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Happens to be one of them. I have played this since childhood, and I have gotten better, much better, in the recent years. And I hope you enjoy seeing this deck profile. And I will go over what some of the cards do, but I will not go too in depth into what they do over conversation. I will show you some combos at the end of the video, and you will see for yourself if what you like in this deck is for you. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the deck profile. First, we have 3 Simoon Poison Wind. This is a must-have in the deck. You cannot, well, you can choose to have like maybe 2, but me personally, I run 3. Honestly, it's a staple for the deck. You have to have 3, otherwise it's not going to be as consistent as most would like it. If you don't know what Simoon does, it lets you banish other Blackwing in your hand, and you can either normal summon it or send it to the grave after activating a Black Whirlwind directly from your deck, which means no, your opponent cannot ash it, draw it, or anything. Means it's a pretty handy card to have. And yes, there are some situations that this does kind of, break your hand, but 9% of the time, you are going to need this for every combo. Or if you have other combos, please let me know and just, kind of work with what you have. Next up, we have 3 Zephyros the Elite. This is typically a staple card you want to go with for Simoon, because this usually combos off very easily, very easily. Like Simoon and Zephyros is usually a pretty good starter hand, so if anything, you can go ahead and do that kind of combo. And all Simoon does is you can bounce a card you control, hurt yourself for 4,000, and summon stuff. Bad part is that that's once per duel, so you can only have that one shot that game to truly utilize this. And once that's done, it's over. You can't use its effect anymore, though that is a problem. Next up, we have 3 Boar the Spear. Boar the Spear is mostly a body that you can summon if you have a Blackwing monster. Now, the reason I'm running 3 is because this is one of the older Blackwings that where you can actually special summon it multiple times in a turn. And that is very handy in this deck. Trust me. Several times in my own locals, I have had about 2 or 3 of these in hand, so that way I could truly utilize them. Next up, we have 2 Gale the Whirlwind. Now, you can choose to run 3 or 1 if it's your choice. Me, personally, I choose to run 2 because of how my extra deck is set up and because of the meta at my locals. But you can choose to mess with these ratios however you want. Me, personally, I personally run 2 Gale. And Gale, again, one of the older Blackwings, which lets you summon it, and it even halves your monster's attack, or your opponent's monster's attack, which is very handy in some situations. Next, we have 2 Chris, Crack of Dawn. This is one of the other bodies you can summon off while you control Blackwing, but this is not one of the ones you can do it multiple times in a turn. You can only do it once that turn, but it's okay, but I'd rather have Bora more than anything else. But if I have to use Chris, then I will. Granted, I can't use it as consistently as Bora, but hey, it's an extra body for your combos and your link summoning or synchro summoning if you so choose. Next, we have 2 Ostra the South Wind. Main reason I run 2 is because if I run 3, then a good portion of the time, if I don't see something that like a Simoon or a Lord of Darkness, then it's just gonna be a brick in my hand and it's not really gonna do anything. Well, if I run it at 1, then I'm not going to see it enough to where if I do have Simoon, but if I only have 1 in hand, then it's not really gonna help. No? Anyway. Next we have 2 Hard Mat in the Dust. This is mainly an extra body that you can link, special summon and to go to your combos and all that. Plus, when it's summoned, you can actually be able to modify its level. Like, say you control Bora, you can activate its effect and then modify its level up to level 6, which is a very useful thing a lot of the time. Or if you have Gale, you can have it to be level 5, going to level 8. Next we have 2 Orochi the Squall. Yep, this one is mainly for a body. Its secondary effect when it's used for a synchro summon is not all that often used, because then again, links are around and not many monsters are going to need to be or could be put into defense mode. So this is mainly a body, but this is why I run 2, so just in case I don't open with one, I do have the option to go into it. 2, Kalut. Sorry, just checking. Yeah, Kalut. Kalut is more or less the honest of the Blackwing deck. Now, I know most people will probably not opt to run Kalut at all, which I can see why attack isn't really the main thing of the game anymore, but there are some cases where it does help. Like, say you are trying to get over a 3,000 meter, but you only have Zephyros. Kalut here will discard itself to give it that 1,400 boost that you need and make it swing 100 over, which is very useful in some cases. 1, Pinaki. Pinaki is mainly because of the tuner and the fact that it searches a Blackwing at the end phase. Yeah, most people will probably opt to not run it, which I have debated taking this out a couple times, but I just haven't figured out with what yet. Again, these ratios are not set in stone, so you can choose to opt this out if you want to. 1 of Gladius. Sorry, I do not know most of these names because, again, there are some Blackwings that do not help you at all. Trust me, I have tried to test that many times. Gladius is mainly if you have if you only control one other. You cannot summon it if you control 2 other Blackwings, or if you control no Blackwings, you can only summon it with if you control 1 other. Which, yes, is a problem, but that's mainly because that whenever they first making Blackwings, they didn't want everyone to keep spamming them out and abusing them. Plus, say you summon a Gladius and someone kills your other Blackwing or prevents you from special summoning the furthest turn. This will act as a body for 2 times because it will not be destroyed by battle that time. So I run 1 because you don't want to open it and break with it, because 9 times out of 10, if you do open it and you don't have a combo piece, it's going to help you break. 1, Blizzard of the Far North. This one is mainly as a Monster Reborn for the deck, but only for your level 4 lowers. Which, yeah, you can't summon Samu, but you can summon the rest of the deck. Now, let's get into the spells and traps. We will have 3 Black Whirlwinds. Reason why I run 3 is because you have 3 Samoon. You're going to need to get Black Whirlwind. And trust me, you will need this, because it will let you add a normal summon, or when you see normal summon a Blackwing, you will add any Blackwing less attack, and that is crucial for this deck. Trust me, it has helped me, and helped everybody in the entire Blackwing community thousands of times. So trust me when I say you want to run 3, no ifs, ands, or buts. 3, Forbidden Chalice. Forbidden Chalice is mainly for the monster negation. So say like your opponent's trying to combo off and you can pop this off. That's truly like the reason why this is here. Plus, say your opponent has a negate and you don't want them to stop your stuff, this is a perfect way to get around it. 2. Pot of Avarice. I personally run this because I often burn through my deck a lot, which Blackwings 2 tend to get to. So I run this personally, so that way Blackwings can have some form of recursion. Plus it nets you 1 card. 1 Monster Reborn. Well, because it's Monster Reborn. Why not? 1 Raigeki, which yes, I do know it's at 3, but honestly 1's enough, and I personally only have 1. So 1 Phantom Knight rank up, which this is pretty crucial to the combo if you choose to go that route. You don't have to, but it's pretty crucial if you want to. Finally, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. Declare out any back row in case you're playing against Eldritch or Skystriker. And that's it for the spells. The traps, I only run 2 Black Sonic, 1 Blackbird Close, and 1 Delta Crow Anti-Reverse. Mainly, okay, these are pretty much your Mirror Forces for the deck, except it's a lot stronger than Mirror Force, because if your opponent swings at you and you control a Blackwing, you can banish all their attack monsters, and that's very good. The only reason I don't run 3 is because I only have 2. Blackbird Close is essentially your negation for the deck. It's not needed, but at the same time, it's pretty good. The only clause about it is that you have to send a Blackwing in order to activate it, but you do get a Blackwing Dragon if you happen to send or control a Blackwing Synchro monster, which is a pretty good chance. And then finally, Delta Reverse. Only reason I run is because it only destroys set spells and traps. And that's not really great unless you're facing against Skystriker or Eldritch, which then again, skill drain is probably going to be a very big problem. But in my locals, we don't really run back row heavy decks, so I run this at 1. But if you want to run more than 1, you are more than happy to. Again, these ratios are not set in stone. That is it for the main deck. For links, we have 1 Borreload Dragon and 1 Raptor Wise Strix. Only reason I run Wise Strix is because when summoned, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Dark Wing Beast from your deck, which is a good portion of this deck. Meaning that you can summon your Zephyros, your Bora, your any level 4 Blackwing that you want. Even if you want to add a Raptor monster into you can. And Borreload, which I know people would opt to put Boral Sword in here, or Access Code Talker. The only reason I put Borreload in here is because it's helped me a lot. And if it attacks, you can actually steal an opponent's monster by putting it into a zone it points to, which is very helpful. Next we have 2 Blackwing Full Armor Masters. Now, the reason why I run 2 and not 3 is because, yes, as it is a pretty good card, as it cannot be affected by spell card, any card effects. The only problem is that you can't affect it either, which is a very big problem. For say if you want to use Kalute, or say a Forbidden Chalice or something, it will not help you because, again, it cannot be affected by card effects. And that's a very big problem whenever you're trying to get over a monster. So, that's the only reason I like running 2. And if you read its effect, it's actually pretty good if you choose to actually use its effect, which it can take a monster. And it's a 3,000 body that can easily be summoned. Next up, we have 1 Blackwing Dragon. It's because it's Blackwings, plus it's a special summon target from Blackbird Close, Beals, because it's a Beals, and it's a body that cannot be killed. Plus, if you take effect damage, it will actually gain that much attack, and that is very useful. Next up, Chidori. This is mainly for how many Blackwings are usually in the graveyard, which, if you get up to that point, it's a very easy 4,000 body for a level 7, and that is perfect. Plus, if it dies and you have a Full Armor Master in grave, you can bring Full Armor Master back. Tomahawk Joe. Just in case your opponent tries to attack one of your lower monsters, you can actually use this effect and target either its. Let me clarify. If it tries to attack itself, if they try to attack this, it can redirect the attack, and it can actually even go to Full Armor Master, and that is very cool. One Blackwing Armor Master. Now, I only run 1 because, yes, as it cannot be destroyed by battle, it can still be destroyed by card effect. And it only really works if it's in battle. So, yes, it's a great body, and if it attacks, its ability activates, but it's not that great in the long run. 1 Yazi. Yes, I know I don't run the Mare in here, but it's a great way to pop a card if you don't want your opponent to actually, have a card to utilize. 1 No Thong Starlight, which is here mainly to give yourself an extra normal summon, which you can utilize off of Black Whirlwind if you have it out. And finally, for the synchros, we have Phonon Pulse Dragon. I only use this if I'm trying to summon out Great Raptor Force Strix, which only takes 2 level 4 monsters. And I often opt to not use its effect. Alright. Now for the synchros, we only have Great Raptor Ulti Falcon, and Great Raptor Satellite Cannon, and lastly, Great Raptor Force Strix. Only reason I run these cards is because of the rank up spell that I showed you earlier in the video, which just happens to be this one, right here. And the only reason I do that is because Ultimate Falcon cannot be affected by any card effects, just like Full Armor Master. And if you have the right hand, you can actually summon both this and Full Armor Master in 1 turn, which is insane. So, and Satellite Falcon, if it's summoned, you can actually destroy all back row that your opponent controls. So say you're like playing against, again, Eldritch, Sky Striker, or even Ultrageist, because this effect is on summon. So, it's going to be a very useful card in the near future. So trust me when I say that this card is actually very, very useful. So, with that concluded, that is the deck profile. Now, I will meet up with you guys here in a second, and I'll show you a couple combos that you can do with this deck. And we're back. So, let's go ahead and give you the first combo of this deck that has to offer, which we're going to go ahead and start off with a Simoon combo and combine it with Zephyros. Now, Zephyros and Simoon is often a great combo to start off with. So, let me go ahead and show you how this combo will start off. So first you're going to activate Simoon, you're going to banish Zephyros, which will then let you activate a Black Whirlwind from hand, and then you can normal summon Simoon, which is something you often want to do. And then Black Whirlwind will let you normal summon, will activate and let you add an Oster. Now, a key thing to know here is that Black Whirlwind letting you summon, or not Black Whirlwind, Simoon letting you normal summon itself without tribute does not account against your normal summon of the turn. So when you normal summon Oster, both Oster and Black Whirlwind will trigger because Oster cannot be special summoned and it will let you normal summon itself. So Black Whirlwind is going to be Chain Link 1 and Oster is going to be Chain Link 2. So that way you can chain block against, say, an Ash or something else that may deter you from adding to hand. So you can then special summon Zephyros from your hand, or from your banished, Then you can then add, say, a Harmattan the Dust. And what Harmattan will do is that it will special summon itself since you control a Blackwing on the board. So that's what we're going to do. Now we're going to Link Summon into your Radar Y Strix, which when summoned, it will let you add let you summon any level 4 Blackwing, which right here, we're just going to special summon this right here. But its effects are negated, so that is going to be a problem. So, and then this is purely my choice, but you can choose to go ahead and right here special summon out your Blackwing Full Armor Master. Now again, this is purely my taste, but you can do this whenever you want to. I just usually do this just before I get imbued. So, or I choose to do this typically because Nibiru wouldn't be able to touch this, I don't think. I'll let you know about that. Now, what you're going to do next is in the graveyard, Zephyros is going to then do his effect, bouncing your Black Whirlwind to hand and hitting you for 400 while special summoning itself. You are then going to overlay into your 4 Strix, which 4 Strix will then let you detach and then add any level 4 Blackwing, which is a very helpful thing. And so what we're going to add in here is we're going to add a Boar of the Spear. And trust me, this is going to be a very helpful combo because it's going to help you set up not only one 3000 body, but 2. Plus, this is going to trigger and actually let you special summon, set directly from deck your Phantom Raincoat spell. And due to the Y Strix effect, it will let you activate it that turn, despite it being a quick play spell. So, next, you're going to add Bora to hand, which with your Black Whirlwind. Now, you're then going to special summon Bora since you control a Blackwing monster. Now, you can choose to divert in a couple of ways. You can choose to go ahead and stop here, and then during your opponent's turn, pop this off, summon, and then banish all 4 of your Blackwings to summon out a Satellite Cannon, like so. Or you can choose to go ahead and link off into a Borreload. Now, I know that this would just make this a dead card at that point, but this is also an optional uh, choice if you want to do this, and depending on whether or not you can afford to do this diversion. Me personally, I would probably rather go with this combo right here, and that would be to go ahead and wait for the Satellite Falcon. And that is only one of the few combos in here. Now, let's say you started off with a Simoon, a Black Whirlwind, and say, let's go with a Bora. That is actually going to be a very good opening hand, which it will let you net a pretty big advantage. So, let me just show you right here. First, you're going to want to activate Black Whirlwind, first and foremost, so that way you can get an extra search off of when you activate Simoon's effect, which will go ahead and banish Bora. Don't worry, it's going to come back. And then we're going to activate a second Black Whirlwind. And then finally, normal summon Simoon. Both Black Whirlwinds will trigger, so if your opponent does try to Ash, they can only Ash one of these effects. So we're going to add Oster, and then we're going to add, let's say, Gladius. Me, personally, I choose Gladius for future reasons you're about to see, but you can also choose to go ahead and grab Harmattan or Orochi. Now, since Gladius is in our hand now, we're going to special summon it since we only control one other Blackwing. Now we're going to normal summon Oster, which our Whirlwinds will then trigger, so Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, and then make this Chain Link 3. So, we're going to make Bora come to the field, and then we are going to not only search one, but two Blackwings. So we're going to search out Harmattan, and we're going to search out Orochi. Now you're probably thinking, okay, Shadow, why did you say that we could choose to get Gladius if we're already going to search out Harmattan and Orochi in the end? Well, I say this because if you search out Gladius first, then you're going to be able to get an extra body out. So that way when you link off, it's not going to hurt that much. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to special summon Harmattan. No, we're not going to do its effect, because what we're going to do is going to go ahead and link off into our Y-Strix, which is going to then net us another Blackwing. And that Blackwing right here is going to go ahead and be a Zephyros. And it's important that you summon Zephyros right here just for a later reason. Because there's one clause with Simoon that is going to be very important. Now, what you're going to do is then you're going to special summon Orochi. Now, what you're going to do now is synchro summon the level 4 Phonon that I talked about earlier. Which I know is not exactly a Blackwing per se, but it's a dark monster, which Simoon does lock you into darks. So, we're going to then Exi summon your Rayraptor Force-Strix. And you're going to want to go ahead and detach to search out a level 4 Blackwing. Me personally, I'd probably go with Blackwing Borrow the Spear. Because again, you can summon it multiple times in one turn. And trust me, that is a very good card. Then, you are going to go ahead and synchro summon into another Flora Master. Oh, by the way, before I forget, your Blackwing Y-Strix will activate, letting you set your rank up spell directly from your deck. Please note this, because this is a mandatory trigger if you activate a Rayraptor effect. So this is going to be set directly from the graveyard, Now, from this point, it is entirely subjective on what you want to do. But an important key thing to remember is that what you're going to do is you're going to activate Zephyros effect to bounce this specific Black Whirlwind. Reason why is because, say you keep this Black Whirlwind on the board, when you do Simoon's effect, this Black Whirlwind will destroy itself and hit you for 1,000. Actually, no, never mind. It will not destroy itself, but you will be hit for 1,000, and that's not typically what you want to do. So you're going to bounce it back to your hand. You're going to summon Zephyros. You're going to hit yourself for 400. And then, since you control Blackwing, you're going to special summon Bora. And then here, you're going to Link Summon into your Borolo. And then finally, your Renko spell. And you can banish any 6 monsters, but I'm just going to go ahead and grab 6 random ones here. Well, except Oster. But that's because with Oster, say you're going second with this combo, and you can go ahead and do Arm Master's effect. You're going to banish any 6, and then you're going to go immediately into Ultimate Falcon. Now, that's all the time I have for this video. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the deck profile, and share with your friends if you think they may enjoy playing Blackwings in the near future. Without further ado, have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.